A big decision tonight in Mishawaka that could mean new jobs.
New at 10, the Mishawaka City Council approved a tax abatement for a local company. WSBT-22's Nico Burton is at the live desk. Nico, how many jobs are we talking about here?
Suzanne, 200 jobs to be exact.
New at 10, the council also approved a zoning change for Portillo's. The popular Chicago chain is known for its hot dogs and Italian beef sandwiches. The restaurant will be built near Cheddar's on Main Street. It'll include a 2-lane drive-through. Right now, Portillo's has only one other Indiana location in Maryville. It plans to open a location in Fishers as well. A bar in South Bend's West Side got a vote in favor of it staying in business today. Friendly Confines on West Dunham Street needs a special exception to operate as a tavern. That would also allow the bar to reopen its patio. The zoning board approved that today. Now it's up to the Common Council. Some neighbors have fought to close the patio and are now fighting to close the entire bar. Other neighbors say the bar is helping rebuild the neighborhood. The owner says the city should support local businesses.
And it's a business that's doing well in the city.
Part of that exception, the owner has agreed not to have live music on the patio, and it will close that patio at 11 p.m. Heather, thank you. There's a big step in tackling Indiana's opioid epidemic. Governor Holcomb announced 5 new treatment centers in areas that he calls underserved. Those centers will be in Allen, Johnson, Monroe, Tippecanoe, and Vigo counties. The 5 sites are based in or near counties where naloxone use is high. That's a life-saving drug that can reverse the effects of an overdose. The new centers will begin offering services by the end of June 2018. Business owners in New Carlisle have new answers about ongoing US 20 troubles. An INDOT spokesperson says a main artery into town will reopen in a couple of weeks. Crews are back at work on US 20 after draining water from under the roadbed. INDOT says Norfolk Southern owns the right-of-way for the viaduct and asked for a dewatering plan before that work could continue. The project was supposed to be complete at the end of May. Downtown business owners say they've lost up to 50% of their sales.
I completely understand their frustration. I know that this project has been a big headache to them.
INDOT says the project should be done by the end of this month. Indiana and Michigan are 2 of the 44 states refusing to fully comply with a request by the new federal panel investigating voter fraud. New at 10, WSBT-22 national correspondent Michelle Macaluso looks at why states won't hand over data to the federal government.
President Trump's latest executive order investigating voter fraud is hitting a roadblock.
An ultimatum tonight from the Trump administration still had at 10, why the president says the rest of the world needs to help deal with threats from North Korea.
Plus, Volvo announces plans to include electricity in all its motors in just 2 years. Why the car maker is making that change.
And later, more food trucks are hitting local streets, how Elkhart is looking to help them succeed while helping downtown businesses as well. Well, before we get to weather, a big welcome back.
Thank you.
Suzanne is back and been gone for about 2 weeks. And if you didn't know, Suzanne got married.
Yeah, I have an extra little ring on my finger now.
Exciting. Getting to work out there?
I know, right? It is. It was so much fun. Got married down in Lafayette, and we went on a nice honeymoon. So happy to be back. A little sad, right?
Yeah,
but
sure.
Coming back
Jet
from
lag.
Hawaii back to work.
I know, right? A little jet lag. But it was a great time. I'm glad to be back
I think
with
we're
you
going to
guys.
try to have some pictures at 11 tonight
Yeah.
on WSBT-TV.
Well, we showed the one
That's
on your
right,
wedding
earlier.
the day after. When was your wedding? Saturday. It was Monday.
2 weeks ago.
Something
yeah.
like that. Whatever it was. We showed the one of you guys come down the stairs. It was a really good
We've
picture.
got some ones on the Facebook page, too. You have to check out.
Congratulations and welcome back.
Thanks. Joining the club.
Yeah, the man show. We're glad that
know.
Suzanne's back. I'm sure the viewers at home are the same way.
Matt.
Well, 10 days later, and nearly 500 miles away, a balloon sent from Benton Harbor lands in New York. This is a story that's all new in about 45 minutes. The balloon was launched in memory of Trevon Shannon, the 17-year-old drowned in Lake Michigan last year. Who found that balloon and what Shannon's family is saying tonight. That story is all new at 11 on WSBT-22. An unprovoked attack leaves a New York City police officer dead and a bystander injured. The details when WSBT-22 News on Fox continues. A New York City police officer has died after a shooting early this morning.
Now, the female officer was shot in the head during an unprovoked attack. She was a 12-year veteran of the NYPD. Authorities say the suspect fired into her vehicle, then tried to run from the scene. When police confronted him, he pulled out a revolver. Officers fired, and the suspect died shortly afterwards. Police say a bystander was also hit by a bullet and is in stable condition.
In Maine, police say 4 people were shot to death, including the alleged gunman. A 5th person was also wounded. The shootings took place at all different locations just after 7:30 this morning. Police say they confronted the suspected gunman and shot and killed him. No officers were hurt. The names of the victims and the alleged shooter have not been released. Feels great to be standing next to Mac. Give me a little chance to pick on you.
Yeah.
Feels like summer outside,
Back at
though.
you. I've had 2 weeks to bottle things up.
He's like loving this time
yeah,
without
and
me,
Abby's
right?
in the morning show, so I've had no one to really bash. So I've got plenty
He'll just
of
take it out on
opportunity
me, right?
here. Yeah, there you go. Here's your forecast tomorrow. You want to read it? Remember how to do this?
What's that say? 8 a.m., 68.
No, Lordy,
I could do
the
this.
numbers are right here.
Oh, right there. 12 p.m., 83. 4 p.m., 85, right?
Sorry, folks, she's back. We'll update your forecast after the break.
The UN Security Council held an emergency meeting today to discuss the growing threat from North Korea.
Now, it comes after the country launched its first ever intercontinental ballistic missile yesterday. Lauren Blanchard has the latest tonight from Washington.
Today, the U.S. sent a strong message to the world.
A local community is changing regulations for food trucks. Goshen-based Maple Indian Cuisine is now the 2nd company to park a food truck in downtown Elkhart. Ron's River Dogs also has a food truck selling hot dogs downtown. With more interest, the city decided it needed to tweak the policy.
We see a lot of other food trucks in a lot of other municipalities around us.
The city plans to have the updated policy in the next 2 weeks. The first few years of a child's life can be very stressful for parents. Local groups are trying to give those parents a helping hand to cut down on potential child abuse. CAPS of Elkhart has child care experts who perform home visits. Parents are referred through either their doctor or WIC. The experts visit until a child turns 3. It gives parents help and advice. Police say it can actually help curb the cycle of abuse that they see.
From dad to the children to the grandchildren.
LaPorte, Elkhart, and St. Joseph counties represent about half of all Indiana counties using the home visiting program. They're voluntary and free for parents. We have contact information on how to sign up on WSBT.com.
South Bend Cubs try to make it 2 in a row against Great Lakes. Pete's going to show us if they could pull it off coming up in sports.
And a delicious summer tradition is back for many of us. Why this year may be better than most for local blueberries. Just ahead.
As we mentioned a little earlier, Suzanne is back from her honeymoon. She just got married about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, it's really settling in now. So here's a picture from our wedding. This is kind of fun. This was on Saturday the 24th. That's me and my now husband, Paul. Got to get used to saying that. This is another picture of us when we were with our photographer taking some pictures with our wedding party. Such a fun day. And then here's us on top of a dormant volcano in Maui really early in the morning. It's like 5 in the morning, but with the time change, it wasn't really that early.
That's still
You can tell we
early.
were a little sleepy. And then this is right after we went snorkeling. We saw some turtles. That was Paul's thing. He really wanted to see the turtles. So we saw some sea turtles. We saw lots of fish. It was just a total dream. If anyone's ever been to Hawaii, we're so grateful we were able to go there. And now reality sets back in, right?
Back to work.
Back at work.
Back
Great
with these
pictures.
goons.
Really good pictures there. Good to see that.
Here's a live look in Elkhart where it's nice and quiet tonight. So
Finally at 10, the sights, sounds, and smells of some of Chicago's best restaurants now on display.
The 37th annual Taste of Chicago opened today in Grant Park. There are pop-up restaurants, food trucks, and concerts for the entire family to enjoy. This year's performers include Alicia Cara and the OJs. You can get to the Taste, of course, by the South Shore if you so choose, but if you're driving, plan for those heavy delays and road closures throughout the area. The Taste runs through this Sunday.
Should be pretty good weather for the Taste, that's for sure.
yeah, especially Saturday. It looks pretty good. Our forecast pretty much the same for Chicago too. You know, it's only 90 miles away. Here it is.
Thank you for joining us. More local coverage in just 2 minutes right over on WSBT 22.
Or you can get the latest anytime with the WSBT 22 News app. Thanks for watching tonight.